That was me, 2 years ago. An out-of-shape PE teacher that only used direct instruction. And now, I'm Illinois' best PE teacher, and you can be too if you purchase my new book, Teaching Stations for Dummies. Station teaching, also known as task teaching, brings life back to the gymnasium by allowing the students to experience several stations. Knock it off with that boring direct instruction. Your students will love the variety and the ability to individualize their tasks at each station to truly fit them. Cure issues of boredom and off-task behavior by changing activities more often and keeping them involved. And that's not all, folks. Station teaching can solve some of the biggest limitations. No more sharing equipment. You can put different equipment at each station to maximize the equipment you do have. Not enough space? No problem. Put stations that need little space near stations that require larger space to make the best use of your overall space. My students tell me all the time, Mr. P, I'll never dribble a basketball as good as you. You know what I tell them? You're absolutely right. I'm the best. But these stations will be individualized and made just for you. You can progress at your own pace and perform as fast or as slow as you want, and very soon you can be your best too. Still having concerns about station teaching? Here's a small video from the DVD to show you what stations look like.
And here we are with an example of the stations. We have an example of the Hubba Hubba fitness suits. Example of the sit-ups, and they're also doing push-ups at the same time, and we usually do this for a minute. Let's go 1 minute, and then when the whistle blows, we will switch. That way, if you go through the circuit 2 times, it takes approximately 30 minutes, which is about the time I have for my classes.
Still not convinced? How about I give you some free tips from the book? Don't use stations when introducing new skills. It is much more appropriate practice to use stations more for practice and activities using the skills recently learned, or perhaps you can use stations as a warm-up routine for later lessons in a unit. Timing's everything. Plan for station tasks to last around the same amount of time to avoid boredom, crowding at a station, or any kind of off-task behavior. Make sure you do not have them at stations for too long, or they will get bored and make you want to rip your hair out. Also, use your large task cards or posters that have very clear instructions on what to do and what is expected at each station. Make sure you do add a fun application task for them to complete when they finish their tasks. Demand greatness. Do not release them to stations to have the gym turn into a complete zoo. Use the behavior management techniques I cover in detail in this book and find an effective way to demand greatness from your students. And now, a quick testimonial from a purchaser of my fantastic book.
This book changed my life. Teaching Stations for Dummies was the greatest book I've ever bought. Well, Don, now that I think about it, it's the only book I've ever bought. They got some real interesting stuff in that book. I highly suggest you get yourself a copy today. It just might change your life too.
So go out and get your copy of Teaching Stations for Dummies today. I promise you read that thing cover to cover and you'll be the best PE teacher in the state too. Call now. Out-of-shape PE teacher that only used direct instruction. And now,
Best book I ever bought. Well, darn, I think it's the only book I ever bought.
hold on. I hope you're ready to go out and get yourself a copy of Teaching Strategies.